Part 2. Bingo! This is why the elite can do the most horrific things the man can perceive and not hold themselves guilty. They even use witchcraft and sorceries to twist the true perception of their dealings on the masses. But let's continue, please. Check out the backdoor admission to what these schools are all about. Quote, Steiner contrasted the anthroposophical approach with both conventional mysticism, which he considered lacking the clarity necessary for exact knowledge, and natural science, which he considered arbitrarily limited to investigating the outer world. Stop. Now, the only thing that can top mysticism is intimate personal contact with the dark forces. But wait! Are you guys ready to hear what your favorite movie director or member of parliament have mastered and are sending their children to master as well? I hope you said yes. Under Nature of the Human Being. Quote, in Theosophy, Steiner suggested that human beings unite a physical body of substance gathered from the inorganic world, a life body in common with all living creatures, including plants, a bearer of sentience or consciousness in common with all animals, and the ego, which anchors the faculty of self-awareness, unique to human beings. Stop! Bingo! Why bingo, you wonder? Because the seeds of the specific Adam and Eve was made from the organic earth. Thus, once again, proving the evildoers are simply telling their side of the story to their children. We so-called African Americans are under the power of a God-given reprobate mind. Thus, we have envied our oppressor, conformed to his evil ways, and worst of all, we believe his story includes us. But as you can plainly see, the tree of the Waldorf schools, the most important esoteric teaching in the history of Europe, admitting his teachings are based off theosophy. This is what they call Christ consciousness, plain and simple. This school is nothing more than a continuous zeitgeist movie. But let's continue if you don't believe me. Wait, if you smelled the stench of Darwinism's rat pack just then, your nose was correct. By God's will, we will break them down in the next video series. Now, if you are under 60 years old, most of your actions and thoughts were not your own. But as far as this video is concerned, check this out. Quote, Anthroposophy describes a broad evolution of human consciousness. Early stages of human evolution possesses an intuitive perception of reality, including a clairvoyant perception of spiritual realities. I'm going to say that again. Early stages of human evolution possesses an intuitive perception of reality, including a clairvoyant perception of spiritual reality. Stop! Bingo! Just like the Benghazi badass Jesus followers we discovered earlier, they are focusing on the children's imagination to perceive and commune with the other side as well. The scriptures tell us to teach a child the way they should go, and when they get old, they will return to those ways. Well, if my God said it, it must be true. And if it's true, the evildoers are trying to copy the format, thus multiple generations attending this school. But let's continue to learn with Anthony Edwards, Bridget Nielsen, Karen Allen, renowned chefs, Philharmonic orchestra leaders, 3 Baldwin children, and composers were taught along with their ABCs, shall we? Quote, humanity has progressively evolved in increasing reliance on intellectual faculties and a corresponding loss of intuitive or clairvoyant experiences, which have become atavistic, which is ancient or ancestral. The increasing intellectualization of consciousness, initially a progressive direction of evolution, has led to an excessive reliance on abstractions and a loss of contact with both natural and spiritual realities. However, to go further requires a new capacity that combines the clarity of intellectual thought with the imagination, and beyond this, with consciously achieved inspiration and intuitive insight. Listen up. Anthroposophy speaks of the reincarnation of the human spirit, that the human being possesses between stages of existence, incarnating into an earthly body, living on earth, leaving the body behind, and entering into the spiritual worlds before returning to be born again into a new life on earth. Stop. Bingo! Bingo! Why two bingos, you ponder? The first bingo was for the understanding to why earthly evildoers do evil until the day they die. Why? Or should I say, how can they do this without blinking an eye? How judgment for their enlightenment has no bearing on them. Heck, how they can sleep at night. It's because they believe they will be reincarnated. Thus, the reason for their do as thy will attitudes. But wait! The second bingo encompasses and absorbs the first bingo power. Perceptual context. I want to read that last part again. This time, perceive the scriptures and the book of Enoch in reference to how the Nephilim spirit passes from person to person. Check it out. Quote, Anthroposophy speaks of the reincarnation of the human spirit, Nephilim spirit, that the human being passes between stages of existence, in reincarnating into an earthly body, living on earth, leaving the body behind, and entering into the spirit worlds before returning to be born again into a new life on earth. Stop. Is this not the vicious life cycle of a Nephilim on earth? Yes. Yes, it is. Again, this is why you see Dark Prince Cheney continue to push his faction's agenda after 25 heart attacks. This is why we see Nephilim Rockefeller do evil until the day his dying day. It's because their spirits know it will come back to continue their wickedness in stride. And if you doubt anything that I'm saying, let's continue, please. Getting tired. Quote, after the death of the physical body, the human spirit recapitulates. That's to summarize and state again the main points. The human spirit recapitulates the past life, perceiving its events as they were experienced by the objects of its actions. A complex transformation takes place between the review of the past life and the preparation for the next life. Stop. Bingo! I told you. The only thing they don't know is who their earthly parents are, what they will look like, etc. But they know they will return with understanding of their last life undertakings. Think about it. How could you be reincarnated to improve your life if you don't know what you did in the life you just completed? This is sounding more and more like a Nephilim breeding facility. Let's continue if you don't believe me. Quote, the individual's karmic conditions eventually leads to the choice of parents, physical body, disposition, and capacities that provide the challenges and opportunities that further development requires, which includes karmically chosen tasks for the future life. Steiner describes some conditions that determine the interdependence of a person's lives. or karma. Example. So as you can see thus far, ladies and gentlemen, we are dealing with the den of devils. Karma my ass. Obviously, the evildoers have their called and chosen as well, huh? Could this be one of the reasons for the pedophile craze among those same people? You know, the elite. So many questions, so little time. Now that we have established Hogwarts on Earth, let's move back to our original article about the school itself. Check this out. Quote, the first Waldorf school opened in 1919 in Stuttgart, Germany. At present, there are over 1,000 independent Waldorf schools, about 2,000 kindergartens, and 646 centers for special education located in 60 countries, constituting one of the largest independent school movements internationally. Stop. Wow! Did you hear that? Amazing! But I know. Scribe, these are elitists. What does this have to do with common folk like me? Okay. We get it. All of the rich and famous send their children to these cults to learn wickedness to rule the world in every sphere. We got that, Scribe. We got that. But I didn't go to this school, nor do I have the money to send my child. It seems you are just using racist class warfare to deceive the people again, Scribe. You're going to burn in hell, you know that, right? I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, people. But I remember doing a couple of videos where we discovered the Pence administration, and in particular, the head of the Department of Education, Betsy DeVos, absolutely hated public schools, praised charter schools, and had an earth-shattering orgasm when the words homeschooling came up. We also discovered youth camps with the Dominionist names written all over them also desired their children to dance with devils. I said all of that to say this. Let's continue with the article, please. Quote, there are also a number of Waldorf-based public schools, charter schools, and academies, and homeschooling environments. Stop! Bingo! Both movements are saying and desire the exact same things. And this, through their own rhetoric, is where the Pence Dominionist government will summon the white man's hate and Hegelianize you into accepting this curriculum for your children as well. They are well on their way to doing this. Let's continue if you don't believe me.